as far as those on this first wave, like I said, the divine masculine I'm being shown is very much awake and aware, and like I said, it's really a matter of time, and I'll get more into that when I get into these cards. I just want to see if there's anything left here that I'm supposed to say before we get started in the reading. Hang on just one sec, guys. Okay, I think that was it. Yeah. Okay, I think that was it. Alright, so let's get into these cards because this is really exciting. Alright, so my cat came along at some point and she moved them around. So let me just push these back. Where do I want to start with this? You know what? I'm going to start with this Two of Cups card here right on the top. You know, this Lover's card in the middle, this is the crowning energy. This was at the bottom of the deck. And at this point, I thought I was done with the reading. And as you guys probably can see by now, like each reading is different. The spread, the layout, I just go by whatever my guides have me do. They tell me when to stop pulling cards. I thought I was done pulling cards, and then they said, okay, so there's another card on top of the deck. Pull this card. This is explaining how the divine masculine feels right now towards his counterpart. Again, disregard my pronouns as always. And lo and behold, the Two of Cups card was there. So this is amazing. This is like our crowning glory here in this card, and I love that the Lover's card was at the bottom of the crowning, and then I was asked to pull this to describe his current feelings right now. And after that, I was guided to pull one more from the top, which was the Hierophant card. So that's why I placed it at the bottom here. And what I want to say here is, for me, anyhow, this card for me, this card represents God, the divine source energy, and this is at the base of all things. This is at the base of everything, of these unions, of this world, of this galaxy, obviously. It's so important to remember that and to pay, your respect and give your thanks and praise every day to divine source, creator. I know that we all know that by now, that, that God and the angels is very much behind these unions and supporting us. But it's so important to just still, even though you know that and it's in your conscious awareness, it's so important every day to just wake up, put your feet on the floor, and give thanks and praise for being alive, for having those feet to put on the floor if you do so. It really shifts your vibration, your frequency. It shifts your whole union. I'm not even kidding when I say that. It shifts your whole union perspective when you do that on a daily basis, and you include gratitude in your prayers. And, and just remember that we have this support. We have this eternal support. Like, there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to want. There is nothing to worry about. He is at the base of all things, loving and supporting us, and especially these unions. These are divine unions. They are backed by God. They are orchestrated by God. Therefore, there is absolutely nothing to fear. It's just a matter of really just being patient and having faith. This Two of Cups card, what I want to say about it is, this just feels very different to me. I believe I've had Two of Cups, or at least the Lover's card appear in my collective readings for you guys. I've never had them both simultaneously appear and in such, important positions. And it just feels different. Like, this Two of Cups card especially, and for those who don't know, I assume that probably most of you know, what these cards mean, but, it's basically just, there is no card specifically for twin flames in traditional tarot, so you can look at this card as representing that, because it does represent soulmate love, true love, divine love, unconditional love. And what feels different this time around is that it's almost like this sense of just unapologetic, unbridled love coming through. Like, this is how I feel. This is how I feel towards this person. I don't care who it upsets. I don't care if it makes sense or not. I don't care if I even barely know this person, because that is the case in some of your cases, right? I know my feelings for this person. I'm aware of it. I'm in touch with it. I'm okay with it. And I trust it. And it's just a different vibration this time around, guys. It really is. And it really makes sense, like that vision that I was shown in my meditation over a week ago now of the divine masculine, like their eyes just being like wide awake, like, yes, like, yep, I'm here, the alarm clock went off, I'm up now. And what's also different about this energy is that and we all know for twin flames, the love, this is not anything new. The love never stops. It never ceases. It always existed. It always was. It always will be. But what's different now is that the divine masculine is in a place of accepting it, of receiving it, of believing that he deserves it, of wanting to reciprocate it, of, where before it's like, there were so many other lower, denser energy things going on that it was like he was kind of just pushing it away, ignoring it, pretending it doesn't exist, and that is surrounded by feelings of fear and all this other stuff, but it's like I said before, it's like all that junk, all that whatever dust and whatever has been cleared away for him to really, not only feel it, but to be comfortable in it. That's the feeling that's really coming through, is to be totally at ease. Like there's this feeling of just being calm at ease with it. And there's just this serenity that's coming through. And I can honestly say I have never felt this before in these collective readings, these exact energies. That's why it's like this is such a heavy-duty reading for me, like this change that has come through. It's just, it's awesome. It's really just like awe-inspiring here. And I'm like, rambling on because it's like I'm still struggling to find the words to really tell you guys, like, this is really amazing. Like, this is really amazing. And the Lover's card again just speaks for itself. This was at the bottom of the deck, the crowning energy. This just represents again like the divine love between the masculine and feminine, the way they're even like looking at each other in this card, the angel overhead, reaching towards Eve in this garden, the divine feminine, and the dog in this card by the divine feminine. These dogs in these in the Tower cards, what they actually represent is loyalty, and that sense of just loyalty between the lovers, and not wanting to harm, and just that sense of unconditional love. What's interesting too is how my guides had me set up this reading is, and at least normally for my private readings, I will set up the masculine almost always. I want to say 99% of the time for my private readings, at least. The masculine's always on the right, and the feminine's on the left. And if I'm not mistaken, for these collective readings for you guys, most of the time it's set up that way too. And they were very clear with me. Nope, the masculine's going to be on the left hand this time. The feminine will be on the right hand this time. And I'm like, okay, just, doing what I'm told. And then lo and behold, I'm pulling these cards out and I'm seeing, the Two of Cups, the Lover's card. Notice how the masculine is on the left, the feminine, Eve, the woman above, and the Two of Cups is on the right, lining up with these cards. I didn't plan that, this is really kind of cool. So it's just all these little things that you kind of notice, these little nuances in these readings. And, our guides, our spirit guides, they have reasons for doing everything. So let's get into the masculine side first here. So the way, again, my guides had me set this up is different this time. You have 4 cards here, and then there's an oracle card, which I will get into. But these 4 cards represent each week of the month. And so obviously now we're in the second week of August. So I'm just going to backtrack here with this first week of the month of August. We have the 10 of coins. So the masculine is basically like going into the month with this 2 of cups feeling, this lover's card feeling in mind of just like, all right, I'm going for this now. I'm going to do this. I want this union. I want this future with this person. The 10 of coins card, I like that this card came out because it's almost like it took this idea of the lovers and the 2 of cups like a step further, because the 10 of coins card is all about, preparing for this this connection, this union for the future with their beloved partner. Building a legacy together, building a foundation, owning a home. Having children. Like it's like this long term. It's looking at the long term. And so the divine masculine really went into the month thinking like, okay, I'm gonna really do this now. How can I plan for this now? How do I build this foundation with her, and really kind of just putting the logistics together and wanting to almost like have a plan before reaching out. And there was just all this sense of just like excitement and optimism and yeah, I'm going to do this. And, like feeling the eclipse energies and the portal, the Lionsgate portal energies, and just being like all gung ho. And then look at what we have in the second week of the month. We have the 10 of Swords. Now, without even knowing anything about tarot, you can just look at the card and be like, oh my gosh, like there's this huge sense of just like defeat and just loss and, backstabbing, like literally. And what I want to say here too about this card is that when I was shuffling, a lot of times I'm guided to, I would say most times I'm guided to look at cards as I'm shuffling. This is actually more for my private readings and the collective readings. This happens, but I was shown the 7 of Swords twice, and I felt right away that this was representing the divine masculine, but I put it back in the deck. I like to do that sometimes to see if it will turn up again. And I felt very strongly this was relating to the divine masculine. So sure enough, the 10 of Swords now turned up, and they're very similar energies in the sense that there is this sense of deception, betrayal, someone trying to get away, with something. Either you're trying to get away with something, or someone's trying to, someone's being deceptive against you, or something like that. So the fact that a similar kind of energy came up again, it feels pretty very, it's a very powerful message. It's very real. And I'm not kidding when I say this. I'm literally getting this sensation of knives in my back. I'm not even kidding. I feel it's actually kind of like painful right now. I'm getting this feeling. So what I want to say about all of this is that in a way, what is happening to the poor divine masculine right now is a good thing, because what's happening is his world is literally crumbling. You see this Tower energy card here. This is the next card representing, roughly the third week of the month. The Tower card is all about things being destroyed in order to be rebuilt again, and those things need to be destroyed because they just were not stable. The foundation was not stable to begin with. We just have to start all over. And like I said in the last video, I believe, or maybe the one before that, I was shown this particular tarot card, the Tower, in a lucid sleep state. It's not very often I'm shown by my guides actual tarot cards for the collective in that state, and I knew that this was very important, and I explained that to you guys in those previous videos. It's showing up again. This is a very, 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 very powerful, strong energy. I can literally feel it energetically right now and physically. It's like I said, these two energies are like causing me physical pain. So what this means now, and I do believe that, and I'll get into it, that some of this does apply to the feminine, is that basically, and what these eclipses are showing us now too, is that it's forcing that change upon us. It's this rug being pulled out from under us. If you don't make those steps towards change, what happens is the divine will come along and they will basically force it on you, and it's not always going to be pretty, it's not always going to feel good, but you have to realize that it is in your best interest. It's almost like tough love, so to speak. So this is what is happening right now to the unawakened twin, divine masculine, whatever you want to call it. This 10 of Swords energy followed by the Tower energy. And if for some of them it is not fun, it is not pretty, it does not feel good, they don't understand what the hell is going on, why their jobs are being taken away from them, or karmic situations, or whatever's not serving them. Let's say bad habits, addictions, things like that. It's almost like this sense of like rock bottom. There's this rock bottom that they have to hit, and why is that happening? It's because it's go time. The divine has been saying this so clearly to me over these last few weeks, and I've been reiterating this to you guys, that it is go time, so that goes for anyone listening to this video. You have to be willing and prepared to accept change and to make change if you want to ascend. For those who are meant to ascend, let's say the twin flames or light workers, the divine will inflict it upon you, like I said. And the divine masculine, these twins, they are meant to come into physical union in this lifetime. I fully believe that and have been shown that. And it's almost like, sorry about all the noise in the background, guys, but it's almost like I said before, it's like the unions were kind of being stalled a bit because like the grid wasn't ready yet, so to speak. I'm kind of just using these words to make it simple, but that's basically what was coming through. Let's just put it that way. The grid wasn't ready. So now that the grid is pretty much almost ready, the divine's like, okay, guys, let's go. Let's do this, And these energies are being forced upon us. So it's going to be a little bit shaky for this week and the following week and, throughout the month for the divine masculine, because he's getting this sense of like, oh my gosh, like everything's falling apart, and now I have to start all over and fix this all over again, But like I said, this is all good because it is preparing for the life of his dreams. Maybe he doesn't know it yet. Maybe he's unaware on a conscious level what is going on. Like, why is everything falling apart? But he soon will, And I do believe that, again, a lot of this has to do with these karmic relationships that are no longer serving them. The tower is falling. And I was shown that really clearly in that karmic, what's happening with the karmics reading that I posted a little while back. Like, again, this applies mainly to the first and early second waivers, but it's just time. It's like it's just simply time. But you know what? The divine masculine is, he's resilient. He's strong. He has divine backing, of course. So he's going to overcome all of this and understand in the end that it was serving his highest good. He ends the month with the 7 of Wands, and this is the card of overcoming obstacles, resilience, being courageous, that type of thing, standing tall, on these sticks, basically kind of just looking down on your aggressors, that type of thing, and overcoming adversity. And it's almost like you can see, it's like there's this man, it's like he's like walking towards on the feminine side, almost like charging towards the feminine side, like, I will fight for you, like I will do what it takes to get to you. Again, some of this may be on a conscious level, some of it may be on a subconscious level, his higher self working through him, like, you need to fight for this, and it is a battle. If I told you guys some of the things that I had to fight, to get to where I am, these dark energies and all this stuff, and I know a lot of you guys can relate to that. Like, this is not easy work. We were incarnated here to do a job to overcome severe obstacles. Like, this is a big deal. This ascension of Gaia, like, this is we're being asked to overcome a lot and to really kind of like bring our A game right now, like we are warriors, seriously. So this guy here in the Seven of Wands, he's a badass warrior, and he's like, all right, yep, I got this, I can do this, I came through these Ten of Wands, this Tower. Again, these are heavy cards this month. I'm still feeling this sensation in my body. But he's the divine masculine. He could overcome anything. And I like that this card is coming, you can say, after the eclipse, the solar eclipse that we're going to have on August 21st. So, hold on, let me just make sure this is still recording. Okay, good, because my phone's been acting funny. All right. So, yeah, so I like that this card is coming at the end of the month after the eclipse. Like, it's this, rising of the phoenix from the ashes, from this intense eclipse that's happening. This is what's going to result, like this courageous warrior, like battling, all types of stuff to get to the feminine, facing towards the feminine. So this is a really amazing way to end the month. And what's cool is that what's happening on the feminine side is really very congruent to what's happening on the masculine side. And as we of course know, we're definitely like mirrors of each other, but there's a slightly different tone to it, but we're definitely going through the same type of thing: internal struggles, external struggles. Before I get to the feminine, I want to read this Amethyst Wings card, because it completely explains, it sums it up beautifully, what's going on with the divine masculine this month. And this is from the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Wisdom Oracle cards deck. Again, this card, like I said before, it's this purple color. It's the divine masculine coming into that frequency, this frequency that Gaia is moving into right now. You can see all the chakras. I mean, they're not exactly in line necessarily with all the chakras, but it's like this almost represents the chakra system, the seven chakra system in alignment. Sorry about the sirens, guys. I live in the city, so there's always some type of noise. But it's almost like the divine masculine is at this sense of peace. Their chakras are in alignment. It may be hard to tell, but there's wings on this beautiful woman here. There's a sense of just tranquility, meditation that's coming through. There's just this sense of the masculine really just coming into his own. So let me read you what the book says, because it really kind of speaks for itself. So this, again, like I said, this is the Amethyst Wings card, and it says, the Amethyst angel has appeared in your reading today to bless you and let you know that the turmoil you are currently experiencing will soon clear. Amethyst will help transform and transmute all that no longer serves you. You will soon be free of inner turmoil and conflict, free from the fear, frustration, and anger which has adversely affected you in recent times. Be willing to surrender past and present issues. While your heart yearns for this transformation, there is a part of you that will instinctively resist change. This is normal, for you have no clear idea of what the changes may bring. Trust that you are protected and safe. This card is confirmation. An angelic presence surrounds you. There is a greater purpose for your life, so just go with the flow. Stop the inner struggle. Let go and allow the transformation. You will no doubt feel a little discomfort over the coming days and perhaps even the coming weeks. At times it may feel as though your emotions are about to explode or that your world has been turned upside down. Yet this is all part of the process. There is nothing to fear. There is only love and new beginnings. I mean, seriously, does this not completely sum up all of these cards, everything that I just said beautifully, this oracle message? This is exactly what I feel is happening with the divine masculine. He is transmuting so much. He is growing so much. It just is, it's really just amazing, guys. There's not even more that I need to say on it, because I believe I've pretty much said it all in this oracle message. Really describes it beautifully. So let's get into the divine feminine. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water, guys. All right, so for the divine feminine, Now we have for the first week of the month, which just passed, the Nine of Swords. Again, I'm feeling the swords in my back. There's a lot of mental energy going on with both the divine masculine and divine feminine. Lots of just being stuck in these fears, of who, what, when, where, why. I don't understand. This isn't making sense. The Nine of Swords speaks of a person being up late at night. They can't sleep. They're having nightmares. They're worried. They're trapped in their mental body. That's why I said before, guys, this Hierophant card, I was going to stop. My guides were like, nope, keep going. This was the card that they ended on in this reading. This is the base of all things. This is actually what I wanted to say before too, was this could actually indicate marriage as well when this card pops up. But really what it's saying to me in this reading more than anything else is this, that God is the base of all things. Let him be your source of inspiration. Let him be your reason for getting up in the morning. Let him be your shoulder to cry on, so to speak. You have so much beautiful, amazing, divine, angelic support around you at every single second of the day, sleeping, not sleeping, all the time. So there is nothing to fear. It is time to overcome these fears and to step out of this right now, these Nine of Swords. A lot of purging is necessary. I'm not discounting that it is not necessary to feel these feelings and to feel them when they come up, but don't put yourself into unnecessary constraint. Don't fear something that hasn't happened yet. I used to do this a lot. I still catch myself doing this. I'll worry about something that's not even in reality. What if this happens? What if this happens? Well, guess what? It hasn't even happened yet. If and when that happens, I will address it when it comes. That there's a lot of unnecessary worry going on. That's what I feel is coming through with the Nine of Swords. Part of this could have also been the eclipse energies, the full moon energies, portal energies, kind of, pulling out that gunk and that purging and that kind of thing. And that's good because, like I said, that cleanses it. But I do feel that a big part of these energies is just worry, just basic worry about the future, worrying about, the union and things like that, which is, I'm not knocking anyone for it because I totally understand, but I really do feel that the solution is God. I really do. I feel like the solution to everything is God and relying on him, putting more faith into him and putting more faith into your union, faith into your divine counterpart. Trust them, trust your higher self, that your higher self knows what's best for you. Even though things are not looking like how you want them to look right now, you're exactly where you're meant to be in every moment of time. So this is what's putting you into this Two of Swords space right now in the second week of the month. The Two of Swords, and again, it's like this woman, this female, looking over to the left. She's looking kind of like forlorn and sad and a little scared and like perplexed, like what's going on. This is all about, this crossroads, making this indecision and feeling, like you're stuck in the middle sometimes. You're at a stalemate. You don't know what to do. And this is simply because you're coming out of this Nine of Swords. Like whenever you're in this space of fear and you're not connected to your heart and you're not connected with God, this is exactly what happens. This is what results. This next energy, this Two of Swords, of just feeling like, well, I don't know anything anymore. And, I'm just kind of stuck in this space, trapped in fear. If you let that go, let go of your mental body, put down your swords, connect with your heart, connect with God, connect with your higher self, you will soon see that all of those fears are really just fears. It's nothing. It's your own head causing that space. In some ways, I shouldn't say in some ways, in a lot of ways, you're delaying your union by doing this, by being stuck in this place. So in a lot of ways, it's like, and I feel what this card is saying, because it's all about making a decision, this Two of Swords, and being trapped in the middle of that decision, because in some ways when you're stuck in that place of like fear and doubt, you're not choosing union. You're not choosing your twin, you're not choosing yourself. The best way to choose your union and to choose your twin is to choose yourself, is to love yourself first, is to get yourself out of that Nine of Swords mental space. Choose yourself, choose God, connect with your heart. By doing that, you're choosing your union. So you guys are, and I don't want to say, oh, you guys, I do it too. Believe me, I do it too. I caught myself recently engaging in a behavior where I was completely pushing away my union, not realizing it, partially realizing it. And my guides were like, do you see your behavior right now? By doing this, you are not choosing your twin. And I had to really get real with myself and get honest with myself of what it is that I needed to change. And I don't think it's any surprise that I had this big revelation right in this eclipse season, because it's all about ushering in that change. So, be honest with yourself here. In what ways are you still not choosing yourself? Are you still not choosing your union? Are you still not choosing your twin? Be honest with yourself. And you have this support here in this next card, and this Death card. This Death card, this Major Arcana card, is very congruent with the Tower card. Look, in the same position as the masculine. It's all about new beginnings and rebirth and transformation. The difference between the two really is that the Tower card can be a little bit more harsh, let's say, the transformation, the way that it comes in. With the Death card, it's almost like, oh, okay, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm just going to take a nap and meditate. I'm going to wake up and everything's going to be, a little bit better than it was before. I mean, it's more complicated than that, but it's a transition with more of an ease. So it makes sense why the awakened twin, quote unquote, is being offered this death transition versus the masculine being offered the Tower, because being somewhat still unawakened, you're not able to make that conscious choice. So that's the divine making it for you. It could seem kind of rough, but with this Death card, this is you. This is the awakened twin making that conscious choice. Like, I want to change, and not for your twin, not for anyone else. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it for yourself. Do it for the love of yourself. And I feel that in the third week of the month, this is what we're going to be offered here. And again, this makes sense because this is in the time of the eclipse energy. We're being offered that opportunity, this support from the universe to finally change those things that we need to change. What it feels like to me, it's like you're on a diet, and it's like you've lost all this weight, and it's like those last 5 pounds that you just cannot get off. And we've all been there, and it's like so difficult. Why are those last 5 pounds always so hard to lose? That's kind of where we're at right now, and we just need to shed that dead weight, so to speak. But we have this support coming in, and I really feel that this transformation is going to come in around the time of the eclipse. This position again supports it. This card right here, the Oracle card I have for you guys, the Golden Memories card, also supports it. I mean, this to me, even though it's a bright golden sun, it represents the solar eclipse. But I'm going to read the message as well for that in the book. But where we end up at the last week of the month is the Three of Cups card. Again, very congruent with the it wasn't now, my cards are all over the place. Very congruent with the Seven of Wands card with the Divine Masculine, the sense of victory, overcoming obstacles, of joy, jubilation, connecting with friends and family and loved ones. And you can see in this card this sense of just community and joy and dancing and raising a glass of wine and toasting it, in celebration. And I do really feel like that we're going to end up victorious by the end of the month. Does that mean we're necessarily going to be in full union with our beloved? I mean, perhaps for some of you, but I hope that you guys realize that by now that is not the end all be all. That is not the ultimate purpose, I want to say, of this path and of this union. You know, the purpose is to be in mission and in service to God and in service to Gaia, to help humanity and with its ascension. We're never in separation from our twin flame. We are never in separation from them. It's all just an illusion. So for that to be the ultimate goal of yours, it kind of just doesn't make sense, because it is always there. You know, what we all need to focus on right now is really just bettering ourselves and coming into our authentic selves. So I think that that's what this card is signifying for us at the end of the month. It's just this sense of like we've achieved this rebirth, we've been reborn, and we're happy, we're joyous, we're connecting with our joy. And remember, I had said, for those of you who've been watching my videos, this card keeps coming up in my private readings and my collective readings for you guys, to just remember to be in your joy constantly. And you know, that's where a lot of transformation comes from, you know, is being simply in that heart space. Sometimes it's really just that simple. But to just get back to this here, I do feel that we have laid such an amazing foundation for unions to happen by month's end. So don't be, you know, so surprised if it does happen. It may very well, you know, just you could very well get a phone call. You never know. I mean, these cards and these energies are really just quite astounding here. So let me just finish out the reading with reading the message from the book for the Golden Memories card, because it does certainly apply to that message. Hang on just a moment. Okay, I got it here. It says, this card has appeared in your reading to help ease your fears and concerns about your future and the future of our planet. All that is occurring in your life and in the world around you is happening for a positive reason. There is a higher purpose to all the events in life. Visualize peace and love in your meditations and prayers. One must have faith, even though at times you can make no sense of what is happening. Trust in the healing power of love, for it is only through love that peace will ever be possible. The doom and gloom that exists in our world at present is part of humanity's cleansing. As all the hatred and fear in the world surfaces, it is released and transformed. We are continuously presented with opportunities to heal. You are safe and forever held within love's embrace, part of one eternal spirit which can never be destroyed. All is eternally held in the loving hands of God, or Goddess, all that is. The current storm will clear and reveal the light that exists within each heart. You can be of great assistance to those around you at this time by showing faith and remaining positive about the future of our planet. Trust, for all is exactly as it should be. So I am just going to end it there, because that sums up everything. I feel like we are in such an amazing time right now. I mean, this is really such a gift. Life is a gift. This opportunity we've been given to grow and transform is a gift. And even further than that, to be able to heal others and heal our planet is it's really quite a gift, guys. So continue to just have faith and trust in all that, and trust in the higher workings of things, and continue to visualize that peace, and just know we really have nothing to fear. So I really hope that this connects with you guys, and it resonates at the core. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always write them down below, or email me if you have a private question. And if you guys want any private tarot sessions, please also reach out by email, twinflametrinity@gmail.com. I love all of you. I'm so excited for everyone's transformation. I can feel it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care, guys. Stay blessed.